Can you believe it? 2023 is in our rear view mirrors.
Wow. That's really good.
That's crazy. And this is the first episode of our podcast show for 2024.
Wow.
So happy New Year,
Happy New
everyone.
Year. Yep.
Season 7 of the show should be our best yet, but we'll have more about it at the end. But first, we want to get to the topic at hand, which is the best and worst of 2023. That's what we're doing this week.
Yep.
And it could be anything from a favorite app or a bad app or a number of things that we'll be talking about from 2023 that had either happened in the news or that we personally experienced. But get ready, because once we say something, we're going to have to fight for it. Because, we won't say it unless we mean it. So be prepared to take some piss out of each other. So we're, Winston, ready to go?
Yeah, so it's been a fantastic year. I think it's been, thank you guys for joining our journey, right? Because, it's you guys that make this happen.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like he's ready to go. So let's dive right in.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about our first category. This is going to be kind of a round robin way where we're going to have our best, our worst, and we're going to pick a number of categories. We're going to focus on 3 things where we're going to have to dive deep, and then we're going to go to a lightning round where we're going to have to go really fast. Right. And hopefully that gets us into one of our goals for 2024, which is to actually have shorter shows. And we're wondering how you feel about that. So if you think that our shows are too long or maybe just the right size, let us know below. Tell us what time we need to hit in order to get your attention. So first round is best worst tech gadget of 2023.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I still think the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is literally the best gadget of 2023. Both Winston and I want one or wanted one. If you heard our last update on the YouTube Shorts, neither of us got that.
No.
But I am still hoping for a price drop.
Okay.
For that item. It's about $1,000 for the top creator package. I still think it's totally worth it because it replaces your phone as your primary camera, so that if you bust your phone on a sidewalk walking around in Taiwan in the morning, it happened.
It happened,
you are not out a phone. So I think it's great insurance. Also makes you a whole lot more creative of all the accessories, the battery power, the filters. I mean, there's so much you can do with this device. Am I right?
You might be able to get it in the January sales.
Maybe, but am I right?
You are right.
Okay.
And what's the best feature? What's the best feature?
The gimbal.
The gimbal part.
The gimbal and the 4K resolution and multiple frame rates.
Doesn't it have a flip screen?
It does have a flip screen because you can create in both landscape and portrait modes so that you can use it exactly like a phone. There is no deficit to using this over a phone. In fact, you're going to get better quality because you're able to take photos at like 5 to 8 megapixels, quality photos, and it's got a 1-inch sensor which basically sucks in all the light. You can't put that in the phone.
Right.
A 1-inch sensor.
So are you going to tell me that you're going to be using this, or not you, but people are going to be using this at like events, trade shows, outdoors, stuff like that, more than using their kind of phone?
I think that because phones are so important to people and because people don't like replacing phones.
They don't.
I think this is probably one of the next things that are going to be more prevalent, because the way that DJI has done it, the software is so seamless. You can basically transfer things back and forth. They've done a really great job on the software. It's also the fact that the software and the footage that you get, if you want to go more professional, it does film in a log format so that you can take it to the next level. So whatever you get on this device might actually be okay for film work.
So you're going to fight for this. What's the difference between maybe a GoPro?
A GoPro is huge and archaic. And I've graded footage on a GoPro. It is horrible.
Oh, so the footage is also important. This one does give you more of...
A GoPro has no stabilization. It uses virtual stabilization, which is basically digital. This is actually not digital stabilization. This is physical optical stabilization.
And the GoPro has a curve thing. Like, is it because the footage is curved?
Well, you can't hold a GoPro. You stick it on a stick. It's like freaking this big, right? The DJI is like this big. Like it's literally this big.
Okay.
So size-wise and convenience, you pull it out of your pocket, you're set to go. With a GoPro, you got to boot the thing up. You got to make sure that you're in the right mode and you didn't screw up. GoPro had its time. And even then, a lot of other brands out there have done a much better job. Even DJI themselves have a GoPro competitor. Right. But I think that for handheld use, for creativity on the fly, where you don't actually have to do anything differently than you normally do with a phone,
right?
Because it's on, click the button, film.
And you said you could actually do something different with it. You put it onto like a long pole.
You can put it onto a pole. You can do parallax shots. You can actually fake a drone. You can have it over top.
Okay.
You can do that with GoPro too, but it isn't optically stabilized. So the performance that you get from this particular device is superior. And with the log format and with the 1-inch sensor, you're just going to get much better quality video overall.
Right.
And I think that the app as well too, because I've used the Fiddly GoPro app. I don't like it. I still don't like it.
Okay.
There are some caveats. I mean, DJI is still a company that is not North American. Just so in case you didn't know, data may travel overseas to a certain place. But
it's Hong Kong and Shenzhen, I think.
Yes. Having said that, though, I think in a lot of cases the benefits outweigh the disadvantages because of the fact that it is such a great tool. Yeah. It gives you endless possibilities for being more creative because the gimbal does swing, it does turn, so you can actually do those parallax, weird rotating shots.
Did you know? Apparently, DJI, they have a very similar to Apple how they work because they have a lineup of products 5 years in advance.
Oh, I can believe that. Yeah, absolutely.
So you probably realize why did they release a the drones? You know, they have the Mavic Pro, Mavic 2, Mavic Mini, Mavic this, Mavic that, and it's like literally every 6 months. It's because they have a whole catalog of products ready to roll, and they have that lined up for 5 years. And also, it's a competitive edge because everybody copies, right?
Everyone copies everyone in Shenzhen.
So they have to be one step ahead, and that's how they go about it.
Yeah, because when Uncle Bill, gets drunk at dinner and he spills all the beans to Uncle Phil, while having dim sum, well, guess what? He just spilled the beans on the next product. Oops. That's why they have to have another product ahead of that in Shenzhen.
$1,000.
I think it's worth it.
Okay.
Especially with a phone.
I'll tell you what, you go get that. Find how good it is. I'll see you in action with it. And if it's good enough for me, good enough for you, it should be good enough for me. So I'll let you play with it first.
Yeah, if I can find one. They're sold out everywhere. Okay. What's your best of 2023?
Well, last year I made this thing. It was a combination of a video capture card and a audio interface. I put it into this one box. It was a DIY job, right? Because I hate carrying all separate devices when I'm streaming or recording. So that was my little hack, and it worked for a bit. And my capture card's getting a bit old. It's like 4 years old. My audio interface is like a couple of years old. So I needed to get something different, and I've been looking in the market for something that combines the two. And hold and behold, it's Rode. Rode created this Streamer X, which is an amazing unit. It's this big. It has video input for your camera, HDMI input, and it has audio interface. Yep. So you can put your XLR mic in there and everything. And it has these programmable buttons, voice changers. It's amazing. It's exactly like the Rode Caster, right?
We have a Rode Caster.
Or a video interface for capturing video. And it's an all-in-one unit. Amazing. So I thought that was probably one of the best gadget devices that I managed to get for 2023. And there have been a lot of people complaining about the software glitches and it didn't work that properly and it's all that kind of stuff. I've had it for about 2 months now and no issues at all. I've been streaming with it. I do my live shows as well. I've been recording my unboxing videos and all that kind of stuff with it. It's pretty good. Not bad.
Seems like it's 3 years too late.
I like it.
It's 3 years too late.
I know they have other brands. Like I think Roland does one with 2 HDMI inputs and things like that, or even 3. Blackmagic does one as well.
Yeah, it's not an audio interface though. Right. It's just for camera.
Okay,
so that's a little bit different. But this one, what I like about it is also it can actually pair with some of Rode's own devices, such as the Wireless Go Pro, the Wireless Go, right? And when you put in an XLR mic in there, especially what we have here,
Oh my God, the sound quality, audio quality, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's got a lot of benefits. It also is a bridging device, which takes everything that most streamers do and puts it in one box. I think that is to be commended. There are some issues with it, being that it is like Rode is an audio first company, so it might sound great, but there might be some glitches in the audio video side, which they are working on.
Yeah.
And because I've been a Rode customer for a very long time, all the way to one of their first mics out there, which are the NTG shotgun microphones, way back like years ago, like almost over a decade ago. I know that they're always on the go trying to update things. They have a really solid team, and they work for creators directly. I would agree with that. It's a niche product though. It's not for everyone.
Yeah, it's a niche product because remember the time when I was in Taiwan, I had to do the podcast with you remotely, and I had like 3 different devices, and I'm thinking, my God, there's too many wires.
Yeah.
This thing I just grab, put it in my bag, and off I go, because it has the video interface, the audio interface, and that's all I need.
So I guess we need to fish for problems that it solves. It can't just be. Right? What does it solve for the normal everyday man?
The software is not buggy, but you have to load up the software first. If you don't load up the software, it doesn't all the features that's not there.
Okay.
Certain features that's not there. I mean, I'm streaming. I didn't install the software.
Okay.
And my mic didn't work. It wasn't working. So I have to run the software in the background.
Okay.
To get it working.
All right. So everyday man, can he use it with Teams?
He can. He just needs to make sure that Unify software is running.
How about Zoom?
It works for Zoom. Yeah.
Okay.
Fine. Yeah.
So he runs the software. He turns on Zoom.
If he forgets to run the Unify software, then that's going weird.
Will it work directly with Zoom if you don't load the software?
You will have problems.
You will have problems. So it doesn't automatically pick up as an audio or video interface or webcam?
It does.
Okay.
What you need to do is you have to go around in the audio settings of your Windows to change all the different audio settings.
Okay.
Which is a pain.
Right now, I'm getting from like 80% of the population to like 5% of the population here.
Yeah, you need to make sure that you're running Unify software
to
get the full benefits and the full features of the actual unit.
So this is not for everyone.
It's for streamers.
Okay, so that's like what, 1% of the population? Okay.
For me, it's great. For you guys?
For him, it's great. Okay.
Okay, and the other thing is it has no on-off button. You have an on-off button, right?
I do in this one, but I think it's an Australian thing. They're allergic to on-off buttons for some reason. All of my Blackmagic stuff don't have on-off buttons.
It's strange.
You have to pull the plug.
Yeah, you have to pull the plug.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what the...
Yeah, Australians are afraid of power buttons for some reason. I don't know why.
Anyway, for me, I think that's good.
All right, so the worst of 2023.
What have you got?
It's an easy one for me.
Okay.
This product sucks terribly. And it shouldn't even exist, really, in this day and age.
This is a key word.
Sucks. It literally sucks and blows. It is called the Dyson Zone Air Purifying Headphones. And these things suck.
Wait. They do air purifiers and vacuum cleaners.
It looks like you're wearing a part of a Daft Punk helmet. Wait. Just the mask and the headphones. And there's an air purifier built into the front of it.
Okay.
That purifies the air that's coming into you. So it takes particulate matter. If you're I understand the basis of it, but I think it's a little bit overkill. And it's also really big and clunky and just not practical. It looks like you look like a cyborg walking through the street. And I don't think they're going to be selling a whole lot of these.
But the visor that comes down, you can see through, right?
No, there's no visor. It's literally a mask with headphones. It is jank.
There's a company who did that once. I think it was called Razer.
I have no idea.
They had... no, it's not headphones. It's just a mask with the fans.
Because
RGB fans.
Because Dyson makes fans. They make air purifiers.
Okay.
They have an entire division that makes fans and everything. I like the fact that they micronized their technology to put into this thing. I dislike the fact that people think that this is a product that needs to be on the market.
How much?
It's $949 US, and I don't even know if the headphones are even any good because the headphones are noise canceling and they're supposed to cancel out the sound that the freaking fan makes. So around you and everyone, you're ruining their experience because this fan, like you're walking around with this. No, this ruins the everyone's experience around you.
Okay,
it is it's ugly, and it really really just doesn't, it's not a great lifestyle product because it doesn't seamlessly fit in.
Yeah.
So for almost everyone out there, even the people that think they need it, hard no, hard pass, piece of poo.
Okay.
No.
I never seen it, but I think I've heard stories about it. But
Check out the website, Dyson.com.
okay. All right. So for me, okay. So before I start, I want to ask you, because you're probably into that photography stuff. What is a hyperlapse?
A hyperlapse is when you walk through a audience and you take shots at different intervals and it looks like you're going through time.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got this idea because I learned it from some tricks. Yeah, but it's not real true hyperlapse. But you can do time lapse. Everybody know what a time lapse is, right? But it's a fixed kind of angle, right? So I've got this because your iPhone, your phone, your smartphone has the time lapse option to record, right? So that's great. So I wanted to do. It's not full hyperlapse, but it's kind of semi, right? Is where you put the phone on time lapse recording.
Okay.
But there's a mount that you can buy, and it rotates very slowly, every second for about like whatever degrees. So it rotates really slowly, and you could do that and it's actually moving, right?
Okay.
And you got time lapse happening.
Okay.
So that's semi hyperlapse, right?
So it's a moving time lapse.
Well, moving time lapse, yeah.
All right.
And it's great for if you have, when you want to do some shots out there.
Okay.
And I've seen these, what they call rotators, these kind of rotator mounts.
Right.
So I found one on Amazon. I thought, okay, great. And I got it for $35.
All right.
Okay. And garbage. Absolute garbage. Because the rotator just wouldn't move smoothly.
Okay, so it would jiggle.
It would jiggle. So you know what, time lapse, it has to be steady, right?
That's right.
Rock solid steady, and it just wouldn't do it. And it's like it would jerk like that, and it just ruined my shot, whatever. And that's the worst gadget I've actually bought for last year.
This type of technology is built into gimbals, and they're smooth.
And this is probably why you want to get that DJI Osmo, right? Because you could do
even a smartphone gimbal has some sort of time lapse mode. It'll actually track
okay,
and follow. Like the Osmo One, Mobile One and I still have this. It has that capability to track across smoothly over X amount of time. So and I've never found that these egg timers,
egg timers
that you bought, like they all shake.
They shake like hell.
Every single one.
Yeah, you could do like 5 seconds of really smooth and suddenly jerk.
Yeah.
It's like,
no,
fuck.
they all shake because they're not professional.
Oh, man.
Right? Or you don't have enough weight. You need them weighed down.
Yeah.
And these types of products, it'll ruin an entire day of work.
I know.
Because you just stuck it out there and it just jiggles. And they're no good.
Yeah.
No good. Probably not something for most people out there because
don't buy one.
Don't buy it anyway. It's just it's a niche. And besides, who leaves their phone out there for hours? You have it in your hand most of the time. So it's taken away your device that connects you to the world. For that reason, I'm like, I'm out.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. For that reason, I'm out. Yeah.
Bad product. Bad. Okay. So let's move on to the second category here, which is smart home tech. Smart home tech is a huge category. It's been that way for the last few years. Last year, they introduced something called Matter. Actually, it was actually before that. And then 2023 products hopefully started to trickle out. Very few.
I think during the pandemic, the Alexa products just blew up, right?
Yeah,
because everybody's staying at home, right?
Yeah. So smart home products are still top drawer. Everyone still has them. They're adding on things. They've invested in the ecosystem. But for me, I think that one of the top things that has number one, because my house is a freaking mess. This category product, robot vacuums, has actually saved my sanity because there is crap everywhere. Like, I mean,
you actually got one.
I have one.
Okay.
I have one at home, but not this one. So I'm going to recommend something that is on my radar for 2024, maybe beyond, if they make some improvements to it. It's almost perfect because the drawbacks of old robot vacuums like the Roombas and everything like that in the past is that they couldn't see what they were running into. So they would run into everything. They would run over wires, cables, string, dog poop, and we've seen all the memes and videos and everything where the dog is spreading, is dropped the poop, the robots run over it, and basically that robot is destroyed, and so is your house. There's fecal matter all over your house. You can imagine how disgusting that would be. Heck, even a human feces would be even worse, because a baby might leave their diaper out and then run over that. You can imagine how upset people would be. And then if it runs over something that it can't handle, like string or rope or anything like that, or cables, and it can't get out of that, the automated process of cleaning your home is ruined, okay?
Yeah.
Even with the docking stations that suck all of the vacuum stuff out, ruined, right? So iRobot's technology in this next generation, their robot OS, it's really smart, because their new robots, the J series and the J9 Plus is the top of the line. It takes everything that people have ever wanted in a vacuum robot, a mop robot. It basically combines the two of them, mopping and vacuuming, and puts it into one robot with the intelligence to move around objects like poop, like cables, like wires. It will even scan your floors for the most dirtiest parts of your home and make sure that it carefully cleans those areas more often, like your dining room table.
There's a question I want to ask. So the previous generation of robot cleaners, they have to bump into something and then it recognizes that and it moves around it. But if you have poop, it doesn't bump into it. It has scanners, visual scanners, right?
Since last year, since the 2 years ago, when they introduced the J series has a promise that it has a poop promise, which means that if it runs into animal fecal matter for any type of reason, they will replace the robot, because it has been, they take number of models, they photographed all sorts of poop and everything like that, and they put those models inside the robot. And it has AI inside that recognizes what is poop and what is not. It will never run into it. It will never bump into it.
So it's got a visual sensor.
It will not do that. Okay.
Okay.
It'll bump it, like this next generation of robot bumps into things a whole lot less, because it's using AI to navigate around common items that it could get into trouble with. It might still bump into walls because it has to, because it wants to clean the edge of the wall. So it nudges its way around. But if it's a cable, if it's like a stuffed animal, if it's anything that's flat that could get into its extractor, it won't do that.
So it has a bit of AI in there. Recognizes visual
because it's built on cloud.
Visual
everything goes back and feeds back to the iRobot mother HQ, and it lets all of the robots learn about the environment so that it can do better in future cleaning missions. So the J9 Plus, back to the J9 Plus, this is not a cheap robot. Like, this is well over, like, in Canada, it's like a $1,500 robot.
Wow.
Or more. And it is, but for people that use this every day, and if you think about the pricing of a mopping robot, which is like $400 or $500, and a high-end vacuum robot, which is like sub $1,000, you know, like having the two of them in one piece with a tank and a bin that finishes its mission, goes away, fills itself, dumps itself, and it's good for 30 days.
Self-cleaning and everything.
It's 30 days. The iRobot app comes up and tells you to clean it, maintain it, do whatever. These are the steps that it needs to take to make iRobot happy. This is kind of the future. It would be even more futuristic if it did all this stuff itself by taking the bag and dumping it in your garbage can, but we are not at that stage yet. So this is as close to robot helper perfection as you can. Now, there's one thing that I do need to note is that robot mop vacuums have been hit and miss for the longest time. Because it's actually built into the vacuum, it will mop your hard floors after you're done. It actually has this ejector thing. It will bring the mopping pad downwards underneath the robot, and if it sees carpet, it will bring that thing back over so it doesn't get your carpet wet.
Oh.
So it'll vacuum first, and then it'll go back over your everything, and then it'll bring down the mop when it's on hard surfaces. So it'll mop everywhere. This is really ingenious, because one of the biggest complaints is that there's spots all over my carpet. I don't like that. Why is the mopping pad not up there? And because the reservoir for the water and everything, the cleaning solution, it doesn't try to clean it. There is no biohazard, so you don't have to clean the docking station. All you need to do is wash the pad and replace it once a day. I think that's more sanitary.
That's true, because a traditional hand mop with your hand and your rinse.
It's gross.
You're dunking it into the water. You're mopping the floor and you're dunking it back into the water.
It's disgusting.
And you're doing that over and over. You're basically just spreading your germs around.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And iRobot had, actually did the research on that. They found out that these mopping robots that actually clean their reservoirs and clean their mop heads are dirty things. So they decided to instead of doing that, we're gonna leave all the junky, ugly stuff in the mop pad. So you just pull that off, dump it in your laundry, and then put a new one on, and then that makes things a lot cleaner.
So you're gonna upgrade to this new J9.
Oh, it's on my list. Believe me, it's on my list. We need this in our house. It is such a horrible mess, especially with the dog.
Okay. All right. Well, for home tech, for myself,
Yes.
yeah, Echo Dot. Believe it or not,
Why?
because
It has no screen.
it has no screen, but
why?
It's one of those speakers. It does a lot more than I thought.
Okay.
You can just put them around in different bedrooms, right? My kid's room,
Okay.
my room, and literally you should just control your whole Alexa setup from that speaker. And like if you want to listen to music, you just ask Alexa to play whatever playlist.
Okay.
On top of that, if you have a question that you're not sure of and you don't have a computer right there and then or tablet,
right.
you want to, it's just basically a little controller speaker thing, which I thought, not too bad. And you can actually pick up these quite cheap for about $25.
Okay.
So, if you want speakers and you want to play music, then it's already there. It's all connected up to your Alexa account, whatever. And
I do like Alexa. I think it's the best smart home ecosystem. I also have Google, and I don't use any of my Google stuff.
Google's a bit still not that user friendly, to be honest with you. I've got a Google device for the bedroom.
Yeah.
And it's just not as
It's just
smooth.
not there.
Yeah, it's
Really, it's just not there. I don't like using it at all.
I like Alexa better.
Yeah, Alexa's great. So that takes me to the worst.
Yeah.
A piece of flaming turd. And I don't even know why this product even exists because of the way that it's set up. But the Amazon Echo Hub is a stupid device. Let me explain it to you first.
Yeah, okay.
It's basically, it comes in 15-inch and 8-inch. It's like a tablet with a plug in it that you have to find a place in your house to plug it in,
Is that to charge it?
to keep it alive,
Okay.
because it can't run on battery power. It has this cable running down your wall, or you have to find an extension cord to plug it in somewhere. And it's meant to mount flat on your wall or on a fridge or something like that.
Yeah.
But it has a freaking cable attached to it. What a stupid thing for a tablet-like device in 2023.
That's right.
Right?
It's crazy because Amazon and Alexa, the whole setup and platform and everything, is great. And they make some great products. And then occasionally they make some shitty, like this.
This product makes no sense. No one has a power port right behind exactly where you want it to be. It would have been a lot smarter if they modified a Fire tablet with a battery.
With wireless,
it had some sort of mounting mechanism, completely wireless, doesn't require plugs. It would be a tablet that you would charge and then you would put right back on the fridge.
Yeah.
Right? Makes a lot more sense, right?
Or not having cable to charge, have a charging dock. You charge it, once you finish charging, you just whip it out, stick it on with magnetic connectors.
You
and
could
shit
you
like
could
that.
have the docks around the house. I don't care, but the fact that you can pull it off and put it where you want it to be for the day makes a whole lot more sense than having a plug, cable, wire running down your wall. But makes it look ugly.
But what does it do? Is it the same as the Echo?
It's like an Echo. It's an Echo, a screened Echo.
Okay.
That's all it is.
A tablet version of an Echo.
Tablet version of an Echo. So make it a tablet. Like you guys have Fire tablets. Why don't you make a big 15-inch Fire tablet and just have it as is with like 48-hour, 24-week-long battery life?
So it doesn't have all the tablet apps. It only has the.
It's not a tablet though.
It's just a hub with the Echo stuff on it.
It's an Echo.
Oh, okay.
It's an Echo.
So it doesn't do anything else.
No. No, it doesn't do anything else. I mean, I get it. You put it on the wall, it takes up less space, but the Echo, like the Echo.
But hold on, does it have speakers?
You know, the one that rotates around the ball, it follows you around. At least that one's useful.
But does the Echo Hub have speakers?
It has speakers on it.
Okay.
But it's dumb. It shouldn't exist. They make far better products. Why did you even make this? Like it has no battery. It takes up space. You have to find a place to plug it in.
Yeah.
So you're limited to where you can deploy it. Are you going to throw this on your fridge? Where's the cord going to go? Where are you going to plug it in?
No.
How's it? How?
If you open your fridge door, your cable's going to get all
Your
tangled.
cable's going to get snagged, or someone's going to pull it off the fridge because it's like, guys, I can think about it.
I can understand it if you have a fridge with built-in Echo Hub, whatever, already in the fridge door, but
not this. This needs to be powered separately. It needs to be a tablet. It needs to be something like, okay, between Google and Amazon Alexa, the Google tablet, the new tablets, they have a dock. It's meant to be living in the home. It's not that device where you take with you. It was meant to be living in the home with a speaker on the bottom and everything like that. That makes a lot more sense. If Amazon were to take the Fire TV technology, run the Echo operating system on it, make it bigger, even chunkier with better battery, and just have it the ability to mount it anywhere you want wirelessly.
Wirelessly, that's the key word, right?
The ability to maybe take it with you to the kitchen and put it in the speaker dock where it can talk about your recipes and everything like that. Then you put it back on the fridge. Something like that would make a whole lot more sense.
That's true.
If you use that idea, please credit me for that, Amazon. But I think that's a piece of flaming turd the way it is right now. Echo 8, I think this thing starts at like $200.
What the fuck? $200?
Yeah, and the 15's even more money. So no, hard pass, no, bad product, do not buy. Wait until they make it the way that it should be.
Okay.
That's my take on that.
All right, so I recently bought a TV. Right, so it's a 55-inch LG, whatever, with all WebOS and streaming services, stuff like that. It's because my TV broke. It died. It went to tech heaven, and had to rush out to buy one. So my old TV had a LED strip, right? So you see people now with LED strips on the TV, and it does make the TV, the back of it, and it gives you that ambient feel to the TV. It's good. Overall, it's good, quite good to have one of these. However, there's a lot of them on the market. You just need to get the correct one, because the one you can get, some of them are just powered by USB.
That's right.
And they might have a remote control, but that's it. It just doesn't do much, right? But you can get ones which are connected up to Alexa. A little bit more pricier, but if your TV is already connected to Alexa and you have this LED strips, which is also Alexa compatible, a bit like this the bulbs, you can get Alexa bulbs and stuff like that. And if you have those ones, it pairs everything together, right? Yeah. So, for example, if you're watching a movie when it's nice, like it's really dark and really like creepy or not, it does this ambient color, which is like. It's so good. I can't describe it, but it goes.
This is the worst product?
It's the worst product. I haven't finished yet. Wait.
It sounds so good.
It's good if you get the correct one.
Okay.
Right? And they're expensive.
So that's the problem.
That is the problem.
Okay.
Most people you see, especially if you go to Amazon, you see ones going for like $20, $30, and the picture looks really good because of the ambient colors and that. But if you buy the wrong one, the cheaper ones, it's just a piece of turd. It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
It just gives you the colors.
Does it not light up?
It lights up, but it doesn't. It gives you the colors.
Okay.
But it doesn't do anything else. It's not connected up to your Alexa or anything else.
Okay.
So it hasn't got that mood when the movie comes in.
Okay.
And it changes colors.
So basically what you're saying is
it needs to be synced.
The color, the music, the sound sync is not
included in the cheaper ones.
In the cheaper ones.
And a lot of people tend to buy the cheaper ones because it looks good, but it doesn't do anything else. And it's just a piece of,
But does that necessarily mean that those are bad? I mean, people use them for shelving units and everything. They were perfectly fine.
Yeah, for shelving units is great,
right?
But for the TV, no.
Okay.
Is
it more of you? The problem is that the reason why it's bad is that there is a range of them, and that no one tells you anything about them.
True.
But they all work.
They all work.
So they're not actually bad.
They're not bad, but if you want to put them on a TV, forget it.
Okay.
Bad idea.
Okay.
Bad idea.
This seems like a skill issue rather than a product issue.
Yeah. And if you want to put them on the shelf, that's fine. I mean, people put them on the shelf or the wall.
I use them on my shelves. I want the cheapest ones possible.
Yeah, that's good for that purpose. But if you want to put it on the TV and that, and you want to get synced with the music and all that, with Alexa, forget it. Don't put it on the TV because those cheap ones are just for like shelving and stuff like that.
So it sounds like you need to spend for a Philips Hue setup.
And spend more. Spend more, pay more, right?
All right.
So,
So they're not a bad product. It's just buy for the right purpose.
Yeah. I went in and bought, Amazon says, LEDs for your TV. I thought, okay, that's cheap, $20. I bought them and it doesn't do anything else.
But do you use them for your shelving units now?
I took them off. I did. I put them onto my shelf.
So not a problem, just the wrong application.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So not that bad.
Yeah, okay, not that.
All right. So we're moving on here because one of the shows that we go to every year, hopefully, and this year as well too, is Computex, which is the biggest computer IT show in the world. In 2023, we went and we saw some amazing products. And we also had a chance to meet up with old and new friends, of course, right? Yep. So what happened is that we ran into, and you'll see this episode of our podcast, we met up with Rob Teller. He used to be a forum dweller turned community manager turned product manager for NZXT. Then he went away and worked for a water cooling company, HYTE, and he made ungodly amounts of money, and you'll have to listen to that podcast. It's really awesome how he became an intern, how his journey to becoming an entrepreneur happened. He's been in other products. He's been in how should I say? He's been in the greenhouse product category of a certain type of thing that you grow, and he's come back full circle to the PC industry. He said it's time to come back, and he created this company with a few people that he worked with in the past called HYTE. Now, HYTE is a company that actually manufactures, starting with computer cases, but they are really a lifestyle brand that will be that is targeted towards younger people. They want something that's special to house all of their computer components. That kind of gives them that pride in what they've built. And one of their first cases was the HYTE Y60, which was actually put onto a double-decker bus that drove around a city and created such hype for a computer case that it really, really made the company take off. And that was part of, that was the brainchild of Rob and his team. And when I saw the Y60 in person, finally, I'm like, yeah, it's been a number of years since I built a computer. I really feel inspired by this case. Yeah. And the reason why is because this case is a non-legacy case. That means that everything is built specifically for either water cooling or high-end air cooling.
The graphics card is not slotted horizontal, it's vertical. That's the only way you can install the graphics card.
And it's an amazing like innovation, because it strips away all the legacy items that you would have to deal with when you're building a PC in the past.
And I think that they were one of a few manufacturers that have glass panels all the way around. So it looked like a fish tank.
But they call it the fish tank case. That's right.
That was the original.
The fish tank case.
But it was so good because you could see all the components inside your computer. And when you build something that's that expensive, your own personal computer with all the expensive components, you want to show it off, right?
Absolutely.
And that case has made a name for itself, and it was really the stepping stone how HYTE kind of blew up. And so with that, of course, with computer components, there's always innovation, right? So there's always new products coming out. And I think the next one was the Y40. And
a less expensive case. It was more accessible because their demographic is actually younger people. And because younger people might not necessarily have... Sorry, I was just fiddling with my headphone because the cord just popped off. And I don't know why it did that. But anyhow, the Y40, they're making things a lot more accessible. They're making high-end accessible. And they've taken all of the knowledge and know-how from at least Rob Teller is taking a lot of the knowledge and know-how from his work with Alienware and from Asus, and he's built a case that's specifically for water cooling, easy water cooling. But for most people that want to build an air cooling system, you can still do that as well too. The way it presents and shows off your components, because they're expensive components, is really the aesthetic.
Yeah,
is really nice. It really showcases the things that you've spent the money on, the upgrades that you've made, the modifications that you made. Even if you don't do modding or anything like that, it just makes all your components, just kind of lay them out in a compact form factor. Because you've seen, maybe you've seen this, maybe you haven't, but there have been a lot of cases in the past that just have, like, you could put it on the wall, but it's like, it's so big, or a desk PC, it's too big. The Y60 and the Y70, which is its bigger brother that was released this year.
Yeah, the new one, yeah.
Yeah, like the Y70 is the one that I think is the creme de la creme. It's big. It's got an LCD screen on its fish tank.
Yep, touchscreen.
Yep. And that thing is like the epitome of cool, because you can put animations, you can play games on it. You do everything with it. And I can't wait to get my hands on this, because it just it's something that looks production customized without actually being something that you need to truly get in there with, like, cutters and screwdrivers.
It's kind of like already built.
Ready.
Yeah, it's already built for you to use. So
and I think that's why it'll inspire a whole generation of PC builders, because anyone can make a great looking PC with one of their cases without a lot of hassle. Cable management is amazing. It hides all your cables away.
Yep.
It's a little bit on the expensive side, but I think that cases, one of the few things about cases is that you do end up keeping them forever. And because of the way that HYTE has built their cases in the high quality format, it's a case that you'll probably keep for at least 2-3 generations of Intel or AMD or whatever. As long as you are in the hobby, you're going to want this case. So I thought that this product was the most inspirational. I thought this product would bring a lot of PC DIYers, including myself, who used to build a lot of their own PCs, back into the hobby. And I think it's going to attract, funny enough, my kids were actually like, wow, is that a computer case, Dad? That's amazing. Can we build one? Yes, you can, son. As soon as Uncle Rob sends over a sample, we will build it. So that's my pick.
All right. Well, as you know, I run a website, so all tech stuff in there. And quickly, I'll go through the list because there's a load of stuff there. Motherboard is what you find inside a computer. It houses all the components, and that's the main thing that you need. I thought the ASRock Z790 Taichi is the board because it has all the enthusiast features that you need, like, diagnostic LEDs, on-off buttons, high-tech, the switches, and also like slots supporting all the high-speed RAM, supports the Intel processors all the way from 12th, 13th, 14th gen, right? Processors, Intel. So that's the motherboard, right? CPU, I think it has to be the AMD Ryzen, right? Ryzen 9 7950X3D, right? That's the latest, highest end AMD Ryzen. Because why? It's cheaper than Intel's equivalent, and it is one of the fastest gaming processors you can get right now.
But no Thunderbolt.
No, it's just AMD processors, right? For that. So with that, the RAM, I think Kingston Fury Renegade, because I like Kingston because it supports both Expo and
that's a really interesting feature. Like, is it normally separated?
What you find is certain RAM manufacturers only support Intel XMP, no Expo.
Okay,
right?
That's good.
And then certain brands support both, but I guaranteed with Kingston that support both AMD Expo and Intel XMP.
So good investment.
Okay. Yeah, good investment. Renegade, because it has all the RGB versions in all different colors and stuff like that. For SSD, again, Kingston Fury, Renegade. They have the one with the built-in heatsink and also one without heatsink. And the reason why I like that about these ones is that it's PS5 compatible.
Okay.
And it runs really fast as well. So I think you got one in your system.
Yes. As soon as Rob sends me the case, I will build it into a system.
All right. So for case-wise, he mentions the HYTE Y70, which is
Yes.
great looking. We're still waiting for the sample, right?
Still waiting.
For me, I recently bought myself NZXT H6 Flow, right?
They make good cases. Don't get me wrong.
They make good cases. The H9 is the higher end. H6 was only recently launched. And I like about this one, it was $100.
That's a good price for a case.
Glass panels on panoramic view, seamless glass panel is amazing, right? For $100, come on. So that's my take. For GPU, Radeon RX 7900 XTX, right? You can get it for about $1,000. High-end graphics card. It beats the RTX 4080, right?
Yep.
Until they launch a new one coming up next year. But for that price, it's amazing, right? So everyone's going about GeForce this, GeForce. Yes, they are very expensive, but also very high-end, like 4090s. You can't beat that. But for the price, $999.
Okay.
So that's good. Then coolers, I think the all-in-one coolers, any brand really, because I mean, especially ones with the LCD display, because then it shows you all the temperatures and speeds and that kind of stuff. Get one. The all-in-one coolers include the liquid coolers with the LCD display. Anyone, I think. NZXT does one. Thermaltake does one. Gigabyte and all that kind of stuff. Power supply, no particular brand, because I think nowadays you need something like 1,000 watt. Right? 750, 850, just about. But if you put in high-end equipment in there, or components, go for 1,000 watt or higher.
Okay.
So that's my take. So these are the best products you can get right now. So, for computers.
You're supposed to pick one.
I know, but so many. I love them all. Okay, I'll pick one. I don't know. I'll go for
You only get one.
Okay. All right. So, how can I put it? The underdogs. I'll pick the underdogs. I'm going to go for the AMD Ryzen 9.
Okay.
7950 X3D, because Intel have always been there up the top with their processors, right? And they're expensive. But AMD, remember, they not only make CPUs for the processors, but they also make graphics card. So they're fighting NVIDIA on one end for the graphics card, and they're also fighting Intel on the other side. So for a company that had to fight both sides, yet they're producing components and products which are so good and affordable. Affordable is the key word, affordable. AMD has to be AMD for me.
Okay. That is fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
I do like AMD and how they have to fight both ends. That's definitely a tough spot to be in. But let's get to the worst products. And this is an eternal,
What have you got?
eternal struggle. Anyone that has a gaming laptop will know what I'm talking about. But you know that huge 14-pound brick that you have to carry around with any MSI? I'm looking at you, MSI laptop. That is so 2010. Like, that's so 2010. There should be no more. Like, it's freaking 2023. These should be small. They should be using GAN. I know we had a sidebar conversation.
Is that gallium nitride? Is that what
Gallium nitride,
Okay.
which is the technology that makes all of those power bricks small, right?
Right.
And I know we had a sidebar conversation with our friend from he was Sigma Tech. Now he's
Oh yeah,
Tony?
yeah, Tony.
Yeah, he wasn't sure if because this is not his market. But recently, I actually discovered that these power bricks don't need to be that big at all.
That's true. I mean, just take for example, you're running this Rodecaster.
Yep.
We have two mics running, right? This is the XLR mic, and it needs to be powered, right?
Yes.
You have the Rodecaster running, and it's running off a power bank.
Yeah.
It's literally running off a power bank, and while it's recording this whole thing. So, how much is that power bank roughly?
I got it on sale for $60.
$60.
It's 20,000 milliamp hour. It is PD 45.
Power delivery, yep.
Yep.
So, yeah, if you need to power a laptop, I think even Apple's, they have a power bank, and it's not that big, right?
Yeah, like, look at, folks, a little while ago, I discovered this company. Now, they just recently brought out a 330 watt gaming power supply that will supply power to larger, even those chunky MSI laptops. And we know that those power bricks are this big. Like, literally, they are bricks. Okay? Imagine throwing that into your laptop bag. No slim laptop will be slim with a power supply like that. So SlimQ uses gallium nitride technology to shrunk it down so it's 1/4 the size. It's a 330 watt power supply. I have a 250 for my Creator Series Gigabyte Aero 16.
Right.
It is literally half the size of the already kind of smallish one that's in there, but it's still too big, right?
Right.
So this thing looks like a Twinkie, size of a Twinkie. They don't make those anymore, but like a power bank. It's the size of a power bank. It's more than enough power to power my laptop at full power, because I was in Taiwan. I was running it with a power bank, not power bank, a gallium nitride small charger for phones and tablets.
Yeah.
And that was 100 watts. But keep in mind, those 100 watts is actually split between all the devices.
Different ports.
So it wasn't appropriate. And because I dipped below 100 watts, it didn't power the GPU at full capacity. So I was actually having issues keeping the power
right.
running at full speed, because it would spike and then it would just drop the GPU. I figured it out later. So these devices can be smaller. I just hate that you have to buy them separately. But for me, that's a solution that needs to be solved right away. And I can't believe that we're still dealing with that in 2023. They're bigger than ever.
You know what their excuse is? It's because they saying that these are not laptops. These are desktop replacements. So therefore it needs all the power.
No. I'm saying no. No. If you want people to actually buy your products, put something in the box that actually allows people to take them with them. There's no, like, your laptop is so expensive, I can buy 3 desktop PCs for that price.
In fact, there was I'm not sure, a couple of years ago. In fact, there was a model from, again, I think it was MSI.
Of course.
It had a really powerful high-end graphics card, and I can't remember at the time, 40, 80, whatever, I don't know, high-end, super overclocked. It needs 2 power supplies. One on each end. I think one was powering the graphics card and the other one was powering, of course, the system. But yeah, literally had 2 power ports in it, and it needs 2 power supplies.
What's the point of having a portable device when you can't take it anywhere with you? Like, it's not even practical. I could literally build 2 PCs. I could buy an extra laptop and build 2 gaming PCs that are more powerful and faster and capable for the price. Like, they're like these gaming laptops are like, what, $3,500?
Some of them up to $4,000 or $5,000.
$4,000? No. You have to make it portable. You have to make it practical for 80% of the population in order for them to actually want to take it with them, right? Yes, you've already made the chassis is chunky enough. It's got so much plastic, it's chunky enough. At least give people a fighting chance to take this with them somewhere.
Yeah. It's a desktop replacement.
Yeah. So I'm going to name a company out there that's been doing really good work in this space. I hate that you have to buy them, but and this probably isn't one of my best products of the year, because it doesn't really, like, unless you have a laptop that has that power supply, you'll understand. But Slim Q has been doing the good work of building gallium nitride power supplies. I know that Tony wasn't aware that these companies have actually been coming out with them, but I love my 250 watt. It's fantastic.
How much do they do?
It was actually only $120.
Well, that's not too bad.
It's not too bad. And because you can take it with you, and because you can use it with any laptop, even if you retire that laptop, it has all the plugs with it.
So it takes in both the 110 volts and the 240 abroad.
It's fine. It takes care of all of that.
Okay.
And it will transmit what the laptop needs by the connectors that it has in the box.
All right. Okay.
All right. So
it's a smart gallium nitride.
It's a smart. Every gallium nitride power supply that I've come into contact with, whether it's for phone, tablet, or whatever, they've always been smart. They divide the electricity between the wattage between all of the different devices, the amperage. It balances everything. It charges correctly, especially when you're talking about something like this. It's great. It doesn't get hot. It's way less hot than the one that comes in the box. I can't believe that we're dealing with this problem still in 2023.
That's true.
All right.
I like something compact and small.
I hope to see more of this next year. I know that Lenovo, of all places, you can actually buy a slim version of one of their gaming laptop power supplies as an option. For one of their Legion laptops. So this thing's super tiny, has the Lenovo connector on it, and it is gallium nitride.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot more of those, because, not just even gallium nitride power banks even, and things like that.
It's good technology. It runs cool. It runs at higher wattages. It's just a good all-around technology. It uses less power.
All right. For me, not much. It's just a motherboard, because I play with motherboards all the time. Yeah, that's my life. Anyway, Asus ROG or Asus ROG Crosshair X670E. That's the motherboards compatible for the AMD Ryzen processors,
Okay.
right? When it first came out, it had all the specs, high-end, enthusiast, gaming, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff, right? And from the box, it was huge. It had all the,
Okay.
the good stuff, right? The board was heavy, had massive heat sinks, but there was only one problem. There was a load of problems with the BIOS, right?
Okay.
So you put the chip in, no problem. You put the RAM in, and Kingston RAM works both, right? Remember?
Yep.
They're great. You put them in, it doesn't work at full speed.
Okay.
Speed of the RAM.
Okay.
It's supposed to put the RAM in there.
Yeah.
The BIOS will auto-detect
Okay.
the settings, and it would run, right?
Okay.
But it wouldn't. Now, there was a big issue last year as well. Loads of people complaining. Even some of the big YouTubers, tech YouTubers complaining about this. And the response from Asus or Asus was that none of my problems.
So it's BIOS gate.
So yeah, it just didn't bother. They didn't bother. They upgraded some of their BIOS. It kind of worked, kind of half worked. It didn't fully work anyway, properly. And to this day, I still couldn't get it working.
So this motherboard is a dud.
Yeah, because they're saying that, yeah, well, if you have a problem with this board, you should get the same problem with the ASRock board, with the Gigabyte board, or the MSI board. I didn't have any issues with the other boards. With the same setup, right? Same chip, same RAM. So,
Okay.
Asus, sort your team, your support team out, because forget
So
it.
Asus built a turd.
Only that particular product, though.
Okay.
The rest
How
of the
much
product
is this
was good.
turd again?
God, $700-800.
So people have bought a $700-800 turd from Asus. Do you think any of these people would ever go back there again for the next motherboard, especially with ASRock? Hiring under 30 people, building better motherboards.
ASRock is better, MSI is
Okay.
better, Gigabyte's better. Just that particular product, it was just turd.
Okay.
So that's that.
All right. Okay. So you didn't follow the assignment here.
What's that?
In our lightning round, coming right up.
Yeah.
We're going to blow through a bunch of different things real quick. Do not fill in at all.
Oh, shit. Oh, sorry.
Because it's a lightning round. You're
Okay.
supposed to, off the top of your head.
Okay, top of my head.
But since you've already run in.
I already put two.
Okay, fine. What's your best app?
I like Captions. I
Okay.
like Captions. Captions is, if you don't know, it's one of those apps where you can put your videos and voice auto generate the captions.
Okay.
It will recognize, or AI recognize the
So like on Instagram.
it does all the captions and it
Okay.
does it for you. So that's pretty good. I like that.
That's what the app's called, Captions?
It's called Captions.
Okay.
But it does cost you, though. As in yearly subscription, blah, 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 or monthly subscription, like $10 a month or something like that.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. For me, I discovered a new app. I'm going to be talking about this a little bit more.
Yeah.
But this app actually has been in development for over a year.
Okay.
And what it does is it takes your fitness equipment, any type of fitness equipment, treadmills, bikes, and it actually allows it to connect to the leading fitness platforms like Peloton. So you can actually use an old fitness bike. You can actually use an old treadmill without full compatibility. It will actually allow you to connect it as long as it has Bluetooth connectivity.
Okay.
And in certain cases, it will even allow you to sync your non-Peloton product, treadmill, bike, to Peloton software and allow the auto resistance to happen. I know a lot of people have their fitness goals for 2024. This app I'm going to talk a lot more about, but that's just the surface of what it can do. So if you have a treadmill that has Bluetooth in it, that has some sort of control, has software, look this app up. It's on iOS and actually Android. It's called QZ. Has a funny neon green and pink symbol. It's a circle, and it will allow you to take any of those treadmills and give it a new life on Peloton, on Echelon, on Zwift, any of these fitness apps that allow you to control any of those devices. It just gamifies your fitness and might actually get you into your fitness goals even faster. Peloton's awesome for that. So I highly recommend looking at that. That's the best app that I've seen in 2023. And it will be in 2024 when I talk about it a little bit more. We'll tell you a little bit more a little bit later.
Fitness tech.
Yeah.
All right.
Worst app.
This online platform where you buy and sell is called Etsy.
Okay.
Etsy.
Is that an app?
ETSY. You can download it. Yeah.
Okay.
They've been around a couple of years, or a few years, I don't know. But it's similar to like Amazon, but a much worse experience. Because I bought some stuff on there, waited weeks for it to get delivered. It didn't get delivered. I contacted the user just disappeared. It's one of those things, right? But like, it's like eBay back in the early days when people would scam you, kind of thing, right?
Oh,
but
okay.
It was worse, and
They make their own things, right? Crafts.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You can make your own stuff. And for example, if I'm an artist or a creative guy, I could produce my own like pottery or artwork and I could sell it via this platform. But it has, for me as a buyer, there's no protection at all. You know, I don't feel I'm protected.
Okay. That's, I guess, don't buy from Etsy then.
It's not a great platform.
Okay.
It might need tweaking maybe in a couple of years. It might have better protection, blah, blah, blah.
So not customer service oriented.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I get a better experience from buying at Amazon. Sorry.
All right.
Amazon is fairly good. It's good.
Okay.
So.
All right. For me, the worst app of 2023,
Yeah.
X, formerly known as Twitter,
right.
is a complete dumpster fire of the worst of humanity right now. I understand that there are still good people on there, but man, the stuff that I see on there is just vile. Just people the worst of humanity is basically showing itself to the world on that platform. Like what happened to when you would share your updates on what you had for lunch, breakfast, and you passed your driving test. Like all these positive things don't exist there anymore.
It's all about like conspiracy theories and I see some hate stuff as well in there. I seen
there's tons of unsolicited OnlyFans stuff. You know, like there's tons of every time there's a trending topic or anything like that, somehow all these entertainers get their accounts in there and show off certain thumbnails.
And I see a lot of scammers as well in there.
Crypto bros, and
there's tons.
You know, like people are losing their crypto on here.
Yeah, the worst thing is, worst thing is, didn't they say like Twitter X, from Twitter X, has the most traffic versus Facebook versus Instagram?
Quality of traffic matters. Just because a bunch of bots hit the platform doesn't mean it's good traffic. Yeah,
that's true.
Right?
True.
Like, come on. Seriously. And that's why advertisers are leaving. I mean, some of them have come back probably because of sweetheart deals to kind of show face.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why everyone left, right? Because it's not good for their shareholders. It's not good for customer acquisition because the platform is just poison, right? I'm still on there. We're still on there because there's still people on there and we want to make sure that we support those people. But I don't think it's going to get any better. I think this is it.
Well, they can turn it around, not so much the social media side of it, but if they can turn X into an all app, like an all function app with like payments. And
I think it's too late.
It's too late for that.
Yeah, I think it's that ship has sailed. I mean, the trust in the care, and
trust. Yeah,
and the community is everything, and the community is poison. So it's
toxic.
It's toxic. There's a better word. It's toxic. It just doesn't represent the best of humanity anymore.
Yeah.
And there's just too much misinformation on there that logically, like there shouldn't be. Like the internet is big. You can look up anything that you want. Yet it's still wrong.
You know what? When I sometimes go on Instagram, Instagram and some Facebook as well, and YouTube Shorts and things like that. I watch some of the clips and shorts and reels and that, and even some posts. Positivity, right? Because I actually get some inspiration from some of the good videos, the positive videos I watch, because it inspires you. So, for example, I've only recently done shorts and reels for the last 6 months, and I never used to do them, but I did them not because everybody's jumping on board, because it was something that I wasn't going to do it. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it, and I watched a couple of people on there, and they says, "Yeah, you should, don't give up, do this." It inspired me, and I wanted to do it, and I did it. So here we go. That's why you see a lot more shorts and reels from us as well. So
okay,
yeah.
All right. This is supposed to be a lightning round. I forgot. Okay, best EV. Go.
For me, my wife's just got an ID4. Great car, no problems with it. Software's fine. I don't tweak it. I don't race it. I don't. It works fine. My wife drives it.
Okay.
So, Yeah.
Best EV for me would be I really like the Lucids. I think they're fantastic. I wish I could afford one. It's the price of a house, but they are the best EVs by far. Worst EV. I think we're agreement here.
You drove one, right?
Yeah, it's called the VinFast VF8. I don't care who you are or how you apologize. That vehicle is not ready for North American roads.
Yeah.
It bounces all over the freaking place.
I didn't.
And you were in
it.
the back.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it.
Okay, so moving on. Best tech innovation of 2023.
For me, I think it's got to be how easy it is to actually hire a car now. Not the car rental.
Yep.
Everybody's car sharing or crowdsourcing their Turo and Virtual and things like that. So for me, if I wanted to go to a different country, I have full driving license now.
Yep.
Then you can actually go on this app and actually pay for the whatever insurance level you want.
Yep.
And hire a car. And away you go.
All right.
Because you got to think about a car. Very expensive. What happens if you get in an accident? Blah 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 and all kind of stuff. And you can't afford a car if you're abroad. You can't afford a taxis. I mean, you're going around. You're gonna go like maybe road tripping for like 1,000 kilometers. You're gonna hire a car from a rental like Hertz. Forget that.
Okay.
So I like these. I like these apps because it works.
All right. For me, it's still AI. AI's been on the top of mind. It's developed quickly over the last year. It's had some turmoil over the last month with the ousting of OpenAI CEO and rehiring of CEO Sam Altman, which was really weird.
Yeah. I don't know the story.
And Microsoft was standing by to snap up that entire team if they didn't take them back. So really strange. Lots of developments in AI, and it just keeps getting better and better, and it's getting pushed. I think the danger right now is that it gets too commercialized, because Sam Altman's plan was to have this weird kind of fart app store with all these apps connected to AI. But who knows? I love using it for the fact that it is great for new ideas. Generating artwork, and just having fun with it right now in its infancy. So still the best innovation for 2023. Worst tech innovation?
I think it's gotta be, I don't know, I think it's gonna be maybe the satellite stuff. I mean,
space debris. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, Starlink, great. You have internet access across the globe, right, for remote places. But someone's got to do something about all the space debris, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. It's not so great. For me, the worst tech innovation this year is also AI.
Yeah. I've seen some horror stories. I believe it. It's it can actually get all your information, personal information.
Yeah.
You can fake someone's image or in appearance, and it can be dangerous.
The EU has taken steps to actually take care of some of these things. Legislation is in place, but the rest of the world, North America, where we live, is not moving as fast as them. But it's good to see that the government is stepping in to put limitations and everything on things like this. It's necessary for the continued development and growth of AI for the betterment of humanity. Moving on, best non-tech innovation.
Non-tech. Well, non-tech has to be. I don't know. Would EVs be non-tech?
Oh, that's tech.
That's tech. Oh, okay. I need to think of that. I need to think about that one.
Well, I discovered the best thing for me is how you have pizza cutters.
Okay.
And they roll the pizza. Okay. Right, but sometimes it just the pieces don't still sticks together and everything like that.
Yeah.
Pizza cutting shears.
Like scissors.
Yeah. Like every Asian person knows that these exist.
Oh, they do.
And Caucasian people have now finally figured it out in Australia. This company called Dream Farm actually creates scissors that have this bottom piece that's silicone, so it doesn't stick to anything. And you slide it into your slice of pizza and you cut it out.
You know what? Asian people use scissors for everything, right?
Yep.
Including cooking.
That's right.
So I was one time we went to a friend's place, and of course, not non-Asian family, and they come over, and my mom's like cutting with the scissors the food. And they're like, "We use the scissors to cut the food." We do that all the time.
That's why you don't use the same scissors that you cut food with to cut other things in your house, because they're food scissors.
Oh, okay.
All right. Worst tech innovation that you've seen this year so far?
The worst
last year.
Last year, worst tech. Non-tech now. I'm talking about.
Non-tech?
Would the planes be non-tech?
Planes? Aeroplanes?
Yeah.
With technology in them?
okay.
No. No, Winston.
Oh God, I need to have a life because everything is around me is all tech. I'm trying to think now. I literally have a no life. Okay. Non-tech. I'm struggling here. What about you?
I think for me, the worst non-tech this year, and it's kind of pointless. I discovered it by accident. Printed toilet paper.
Printed toilet paper.
Yeah. You know how
designer print.
You know how toilet paper, there's a reason why it's supposed to feel all fluffy because there's embroidery in it
And layers.
and layers and
Okay.
it's pillowed because it's like it's got that like that texture on it because it's gone through a machine to kind of raise all the bumps
Yep,
and everything, so it feels nice on your tushy. I discovered printed toilet paper that has these printing in it, but none of the raised bumps. I don't know if it's a 2023 innovation, but I discovered it by accident at a very.
So no bumps meaning what? Smoother.
It's just printed.
All right.
It's like printed on it, but it doesn't serve any purpose other than decorative,
Okay.
right? So I know that's weird, but I discovered it at a very expensive all boys school when I was there, and I'm like, why does this exist? This serves no purpose. Yes, it looks nice. Yes, it looks fancy, but why spend all this ink to print thousands of yards of toilet paper for this one purpose? That's just terrible. Okay. Anyhow, that was my worst tech. Best tech CEO, least evil.
Least evil. You know what? People still hate on Mark Zuckerberg, right?
Yeah.
I think he's okay. At first, I didn't like him because, mind you, if the film came out, right?
Yeah.
You know, it was called Social Media thing,
Yep.
the film. And it painted him as an evil villain.
Yep.
But to be honest with you, he's not as bad. Now he's got a family, right?
Yep.
So
Toned down.
yeah, perspectives change and everything. But he's trying to do the good thing.
Okay.
So I think, he's still young as well. So he has plenty of time to innovate further throughout the years.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's fair. He seems less evil now, based on all the evil stuff that other people.
He
are
might
doing,
turn into an Elon Musk. I don't know.
right. He refused to fight Elon. Actually, no. Elon. Yeah. That's just all weird. Okay. Best tech CEO, least evil for me is actually. I actually think it's Jimmy Shah. I like him.
Oh, right.
I like him a lot.
Okay,
he's he's the CEO of Cooler Master.
Yeah.
He's been there for 8 to 9 years. Super duper geek, still gets super excited about all his products, every single one. And his focus is still on specifically on those computer products. Like he is excited about his cases as he is excited about the new power supply innovations, and he still knows enough about these products to actually speak to them. He's in the trenches. So I think for me, as a CEO, that I kind of want to hang out with and kind of get to know him and play games with him because he's a gamer.
Yeah, he came through the ranks. I mean, he knows his products.
And we have that interview. You got to get to know him. He's an avid chef. I love food as well too.
Yeah.
So he's full creator mode, super geek uncle. Like he is just a likable dude. And I think that of all the CEOs this year that we've met, and there are a lot of runner-ups for different reasons, but I think that he resonates with me.
Yeah, he posted the recent picture of him cooking beef Wellington.
He resonates with me.
It's not easy to make beef Wellington.
No, I like what he's posting. Worst tech CEO,
I think we all agree.
Mr. Musk is the worst tech CEO of 2023. He's lost the most amount of money of everyone in 2023. He's said the worst things of 2023. He's been the most unhinged of 2023.
Have you seen that interview when he just goes nuts and starts swearing about the CEOs not advertising on his platform? He just told him to literally.
Yes. Especially Bob Iger from Disney.
You're not supposed to do that. if you want to do
Those
that,
are your customers.
you
That's how you treat
could
your
do
customers.
that offline, privately, but not on publicly with thousands of like news outlets. It's just
Like, these are your customers. Imagine how he actually treats, how he would treat his other customers, the consumers, if he didn't have layers and layers of people protection keeping him from getting down to you.
I understand. I understand free speech. That's all fine, but there has to be moderation, right? I mean, even Mark knows about it, right? So you just need to like clean it up. I'm not saying ban it all. Clean it up.
I say let him be who he is, because that way, let's get it out of the open, right? People vote with their dollars. If he's going to be a jerk, let him be a jerk, because then that way I can choose someone else that's less of a jerk.
Yeah,
It just makes it easy, right? Tear the bandage off.
I can understand all the innovations that come out of like, Elon, but he needs to just tone down,
Okay. Well, on that note, let's hope that that's not the note that 2024 sends us on, because I think 2024 is going to be great. We promised a sneak peek of season 7, which is, this is the first episode of season 7
True.
of 2024. And we want to kind of give you a peek of things to come. First of all, we are both marked safe from CES 2024. Neither of us are going.
No thanks.
For a number of reasons. Number one, it costs a lot of money to go there now. And number two, we're not really seeing a whole lot of innovation or product that we want to see in person on the press release trail. So that's why we're not going. Also, for 2024, we've got some fitness tech coming up. I alluded to one of the apps that I really like that has helped me achieve my fitness goals starting from last year. And I'll talk a little bit more about fitness tech coming up, because a lot of people need to know what's new, what they should get to motivate them for their 2024 fitness goals. There's a lot of tech in fitness. It's a billion dollar industry, many billions. So I want to talk about that and kind of show you some of the things that are hacks, life hacks, and things that just increase your joy when you exercise, because not exercising for everyone might not be as fun. Okay. And we want to talk about EVs, because we talked to a lot of people at Fully Charged last year.
Yeah.
And this year they're starting to kind of come out of the woodwork where they want to talk to us, and maybe we'll have some podcasts on EV racing, which is fun. UBC has an EV racing team.
True.
And they recently won an award, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. EV battery recycling, which actually is almost 99%, 98% from this company that's based right in Richmond, BC. And it does it right at the source of manufacturing, which is incredible. Most people don't know, or actually maybe they don't care or don't even want to talk about it because it goes against their narrative. But actually, believe it or not, everything in an EV battery is like virtually all, except for the casing, is completely recyclable.
Yeah, recyclable.
Except for the glue, obviously, right? And the EV aftermarket industry, we've got someone from EV Friendly. There's something brewing. The EV aftermarket industry is so in its infancy. I mean, nowadays you see normally aspirated cars, ICE vehicles, they have aftermarket mufflers, parts, body panels. That's coming for EVs as well too. And we'll have to talk about some of those people that are petitioning for that, as well as a number of other things in computers and tech. Holy moly, 2024 is going to be the best ever. And what are you looking forward to?
We're looking forward to maybe getting some more guests on board. It'd be interesting to actually have some more guests so we can actually provide those stories to you guys, and possibly more tips and tricks and how-tos, because the tips and tricks are everybody wants to know how to do this, or maybe how to improve performance, or how to save money and things like that, right? That's all good. And possibly more road trips.
Okay.
I enjoyed that.
And before we run out of time on the camera, thank you so much for 2024. It's begun. Thank you for getting us here. We can't think of a better way of spending every Wednesday with you in 2024 at noon than with you on YouTube. Where you should be subscribing to our channel, which I basically took your part away. So yes, we were on YouTube every Wednesday at noon. Also, make sure that you hit us up on social at Our Podcast Show on X. We're still there. And also on Instagram at Our Podcast Show. And you know what? Thank you so much to everyone who supported us for 2023. And also, quick shout out to our sponsors from 2023, Cal Tire, who helped us out with our winter tire episode, and also Kingston Technology that took over and helped us for the entirety of season 6 for helping us out with their collaboration, partnership, and all those tips and tricks that we're able to share with you. Until our next episode, which is coming up very fast, we'll see you again next Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.